everyone. So I had a student ask for a review of sex-linked inheritance. So this should be just a quick video going over the inheritance of sex-linked traits on the X chromosome. So keep in mind that females have two X chromosomes and males have an X and a Y. Now also remember that Y chromosome is a little bit different. It only contains genes for male sexual development. That means that there are not analogous genes on that X chromosome for male sexual development. The other thing that means is that the genes on the X chromosome are not present on that Y chromosome. So males, because they only get one X chromosome, only get one copy of each gene that's on that X chromosome. So let's say that this female has an X chromosome with gene A. Now I've given her two dominant alleles. It doesn't really matter at the moment, but she's got two copies of the X chromosome with gene A and allele A on it. Let's say this male also has that dominant allele. He has that allele on the X chromosome, but it's not present on that Y chromosome because the Y chromosome only contains those genes for male sexual development. So let's say that our female is heterozygous. Now this female is going to show the dominant phenotype in the homozygous dominant or heterozygous, just like the regular complete dominance inheritance that we saw in lab number 6. Now, if she has two recessive alleles, she is going to show the recessive phenotype, just like in the other problems we've been doing with complete dominance and recessive. Now, let's say that this male has the recessive allele on his X chromosome. Now, again, that Y chromosome doesn't get the A allele because it doesn't have the same type of genes. So this male that has the dominant gene is going to have the dominant phenotype. This male, even though he only has one recessive allele, is going to have the recessive phenotype. And that's because there's only one option. He only gets one allele. This situation is something called homozygous. Hemi meaning half. He only has half of the proper number of alleles. So let's do a problem. Let's look at a disorder called muscular dystrophy. So this is a disorder in which the muscles in the body sort of atrophy, and eventually it leads to dysfunctional organs, inability to move. It's a pretty devastating disease. But muscular dystrophy is an X-linked recessive trait. That means that it's on the X chromosome, and in order to have muscular dystrophy, you have to have the recessive alleles for it. So let's say that mom is a carrier. So recall that a carrier is somebody who has the allele to pass on, but doesn't have it themselves. And let's say that dad is normal. Dad has the one dominant allele. So let's look at the probability of these two individuals having a child with muscular dystrophy. So we do our Punnett square exactly the same way. I'll go ahead and fill it out and then we'll talk about the phenotypes. So let's look at what we have here. Here we have a homozygous dominant female. That means that this is a normal female. And then we have a heterozygous female. She's also normal because she has the normal allele. So we have two normal females. Now then let's look at our males. We have a normal male who's got this dominant allele, and we've got an affected male because he has the one recessive gene. So we have two normal females one normal male and one affected male. This means that he has muscular dystrophy. So notice from this cross, you cannot get a female that has muscular dystrophy. So let's look at a different cross. Let's say that we have a mom who's a carrier and a dad who has muscular dystrophy. I think this is actually pretty unlikely because I think that this disease usually is lethal before reproductive age, but we can still work through the example. So let's say we do this cross. Here we get a female who's a carrier. Here we get an affected female. We have a normal male and an affected male. So from this cross, half of the children would be expected to have muscular dystrophy, and both males and females would be affected. So if we do our phenotype ratio, we have one normal female, one affected female, one normal male, and one affected male.